they want.
What?
It's what they want.
Nostradamus, scammer lit, knowing I rep, flowing I'm set. I got the chips to make a lotus my whip. Gold on my neck was once a code of respect for high rollers and vets. Now it's loads of baguettes. Prefer Mac 10 over a 10, no matter sober or wet. I smack soldier cadets, trees that might have jacked my height back. Famous phrase, nigga like that. Hoes you fuck.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. We are tackling a house that I knew I wanted to talk about back when I started doing my reviews almost 6 months ago, and that is the mysterious avant-garde Italian house of Nasomatto, who of course really made their name in this game with the infamous Black Afghano. And that was really what sparked my interest in Nasomatto. That scent that I read was rumored to have real hashish oil in it, and was named for a particularly potent hash from Afghanistan. And I picked up a sample of that from Lucky Scent. I was quite intrigued and brought myself to get an expensive decant, which I really liked as well. And it was getting warmer out. I decided that I wanted that scent, but to hold off until the fall or winter, and to look into the brand and see if there's something that I could pick up for spring and summer. And just by looking at notes, the four that I thought might work for warmer weather were Absinth, Hindu grass, silver musk, or China white. China white, of course, named for heroin. That was in New York City in the 1980s. Gotta love these Nasomatto names. Nasomatto is a brand that released their first fragrance in 2007, and the story basically goes that two Italian gentlemen, Alessandro Gautieri and Toretto, both went to Germany to take perfume classes and sort of learn the old European ways to make fragrances. And I guess Toretto was a little more advanced, and he taught Alessandro a bunch of his tricks. And eventually, Alessandro went to work for Diesel Perfumes Division. He was there for 18 years, where he moved to Amsterdam to start his own company, and he enlisted the help of his buddy Toretto, and Nasomatto Perfumes was born. There's not a ton of information out there about this brand. Maybe that's intentional. There's a lot of cryptic stuff out there on the company, but it basically seems like a lot of rumors and innuendo, not too many certains. What we do know is that the fragrances aren't cheap. Most are about $165, and a few like Black Afghano will run you $185. They all come in 30 milliliter bottles, so you're literally getting an ounce, but they all are perfume strength, so no eau de toilette or eau de cologne. Very high concentration scents in Nasomatto. Not the easiest scents to get in the world. Lucky Scent has them. In New York, Age de Venusis and Min do not. Thankfully, Barney's does. Great job by their buyer to secure this deal. And so of the scents I mentioned, Hindu grass for me just had too much patchouli in it. I'm not a huge patchouli fan, and that's a real patchouli scent. Silver musk very much reminded me of Bulgari Man, a comparison that I believe I heard Frunkinator make. And I didn't want to spend $165 on something so light. I liked it, but just not at that price. I really liked China White, and I really liked Absinthe, so I made the decision this summer I'd pick up Absinthe, and next spring or summer I'd pick up China White. Hopefully it'll still be in production. For those of you who don't know about Absinthe, it's basically a wormwood-based spirit that's flavored with a lot of herbs, but most prominently anise and wormwood. It's got a huge licorice taste to it. I stopped drinking about a year ago, but I was really into classic mixology and cocktail culture, and Absinthe was one of my favorite, if not favorite, spirits. And for the longest in the United States, Absinthe was banned because it has a chemical in it named thujone, which at high enough doses can be poisonous and induce psychedelic effects. And people tend to think that people like Vincent van Gogh cut his ear off because of absinthe, and all these people were drinking in Europe and were going nuts, and it's just really untrue. Absinthe was dangerous in America because during Prohibition there was a lot of bathtub liquors, including absinthe, and people would die and would go blind because it contained substances like paint thinners. So absinthe had this mythological status about it in the U.S. until 2007, when a French brand called Lucid received a cola label, which allowed them to import their authentic absinthe into the United States. And this happened because representatives from Lucid and a Swiss brand called Kubler lobbied the U.S. government to overturn the absinthe ban, and they were successful, and now we just have an outpouring of absinthe from all over the world, including United States producers. St. John's Absinthe Vert was actually the first absinthe to be bottled in the United States. And the only thing is that the thujone level in these absinthes have to be kept at a trace amount in order to be legal and safely consumed. And the way you drink it, it can be consumed in mini cocktails. Absinthe Frap was one of my favorite. Death in the Afternoon is nice too. That's a cocktail that contains absinthe and champagne. But basically, you get an absinthe cup cup and pour the absinthe in it up to a dosing line. You then get a slotted spoon, put that on top of the cup, and drop ice cold water over a sugar cube, either from just a bottle or an absinthe fountain. And you don't have to use a sugar cube, but then after you add about an ounce of water, you stir it around and the absinthe looshes, which means it turns a milky white opal color. And then you drink it. There's no setting it on fire, the sugar cube on fire. That's just in the movies. You're not supposed to do that. And it has this really nice licorice taste. The smell, of course, comes from the anise and wormwood. Really beautiful and fragrant. And just a matter of time before someone decided that that smell needed to be turned into a fragrance, especially with those sort of scents already out there and popular in fragrances like Lolita Lompica for men and Rive Gauche. And I think the first company that really do this was L'Artisan Parfumé. They released Fuda Absinthe in 2006. The perfumer behind that scent was Olivia Jacobetti. And there are a few other perfumers and houses that have taken their, stab at absinthe. But I think Nasomatto's done a really incredible and superb job with the scent. Let's just quickly look at presentation on this. The bottle's really nice. All the Nasomatto bottles are like this. Small, but you have these beautiful oversized wood caps on most of them. And the caps sort of all relate color-wise to the scent. As far as boxes go, I really like the absinthe box. It's got some drawing on it. The bottle of perfume is part of the project Nasomatto. The fragrance aims to invoke degrees of hysteria. It is the result of a quest to stimulate irresponsible behavior. This is an Italian scent made in Italy. It has a phone insert inside, and it comes with a travel cap in case you want to take this on a plane or if you're going on a journey. So, I really do dig the presentation. I like the box, and I really like the Nasomatto bottles a lot. This is a scent that was released in 2007, and it's got so much going on in it. Nasomatto never lists their notes, and truth be told, to my nose, this doesn't smell a hell of a lot like absinthe. There's a bit of licorice and wormwood, but I get more forest-like nuances. Someone on Fragrantica wisely said that this scent reminded them of a night walk in a forest, picking mushrooms with trees and dirt and mud everywhere, and I really like that description. But besides the earthy vegetal notes, I also pick up notes of really crisp but tart and dry apple, and then in the front I get this dry, pronounced, but slightly strong black coffee or espresso note. It's kind of hard to pick it up, but it's real easy once you see it. Also, resin and moss is in here. Absinthe to me smells like the ground in the countryside right as winter ice melts and the spring sort of pronounces itself. And CB I Hate Perfumes has a scent called Black March, which is a take on a funeral in March when flowers are starting to come through the ice. And I think I smell a good deal of that fragrance in Nasomatto's Absinthe. There's also some wetness in here. You're going to be able to pick up slight wisps of faint vanilla, and that with the black coffee and earth is just really gorgeous. I like this scent because it's extremely complicated, and every time that I wear it, I do feel challenged and find myself learning new things. And at the end of the day, the base isn't hard to distinguish. Vetiver backs the whole fragrance up, and a beautiful, expensive, and rich vetiver that can allow all these different notes to dance on top of it without being bogged down or overshadowed. It's always sort of there in the back holding court and bonding all these, what would probably be otherwise strange notes. Now, I've read about poor projection and longevity, but for me, I get about 10 hours with every Nasomatto scent I've tested. Projection isn't blow away, but to my nose at least, it's pretty good. 2 sprays of this and I'm set. This doesn't have the raw strengths and muscle of a black Afghano, but for a quote-unquote lighter scent, it's a Nasomatto fragrance that has some serious bowls. I can't recommend it enough. The only thing that would stop this from getting something higher than the 8 out of 10 is the price, which is going to hold a lot of people back. $165 for 30 mLs is a lot. And when I bought this, I was saying to myself, I hope I get my money's worth. And I think I did. Nasomatto has impressed me in such a way. I didn't really like Hindu grass, but that's just because patchouli isn't my favorite note. I thought it was really well done. And I just haven't come across anything from Nasomatto that bored me, maybe with the exception of Silver Musk. But Black Afghano, Pardon, Duro, and Absinthe are great scents. And I think that these sort of mysterious, powerful scents, great for the industry and reviewers like me. The prices can be prohibitive. I know some people really into fragrances don't want to spend $165 or $185 on 30 ml, but I think the quality does justify the price. With that said, I can't see people that just don't want to get involved with the Nasomatto lineup because of the prices. This is also a spring scent. I don't think it will work very well in hot weather. It can become too extreme in humidity. On those sort of days, I don't really recommend much other than light citrus and tropical scents, but this could be worn in the spring, fall, and winter, and on cooler summer nights. So it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. If the price was lower, you got more from your money, I might feel differently. But if a scent is going to be this costly and only 30 mil, then it has to be damn near perfect. And this is close, but no cigar. Really great job by Nasomatto, though, and I can't wait to pick up my next scent from the house. It will probably either be Duro Pardon or Black Afghano, and I'll definitely review those as well. So anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Maximilian Must Know. We will be back next week, probably with a Creed review, Creed Summer Scent, and during the week, the middle of the week, a show on shaving, a shaving product company. So 2 shows next week, a Creed review and a shaving show. Thank you so much for watching. I am Maximilian.
From my top to my toes, arrow postal my clothes, burning niggas in Suburbans with liquor, preposterous foes, finicky foul niggas, see niggas in black, there goes a loud